Hello everybody, Andy from Glass Half Dead here, and today I want to talk to you about the latest Warhammer Community article, Inquisitorial Agents Sprues Revealed, meet one of the most flexible kill teams ever. Let's have a quick read through, and normally, when they do an article that doesn't have any rules revealed, I kind of just say, whatevs. And actually, I will say, with all the stuff they've been doing on Warcom for 10th edition, like going through the faction foci, and they've just done a combat patrol thing, I've been really interested in starting to cover those, because I'm really excited for it. But they've actually revealed something very interesting in today's article. Now, I'll read through it in a mo, but I do want to point out the interesting thing here is, so whenever a new box is coming out, look, let's talk about proxies. Obviously, I just did that video which performed incredibly poorly, so please go and help that, about Galliful and proxies. Well, this time, we don't know if we're going to get this box, right? Like, are they going to make 3 of this box like they've done for Galliful? 3 boxes to cover the entire world? Maybe. However, there is a slight, fingers crossed, we don't need this box. If you just want to play the match play version, you know, who knows what the narrative is going to be, all of the Chaos Cultist side exists. You can buy those already. I already had some built. You've already seen them in a video. I decided to put them out because I finally painted them, because I have a 40k Chaos Army and I had them lying around. Well, can we do the same for the Inquisitors? I already have been on record saying that I don't like the look of these models. However, now I can start actually planning what I want to buy. And that's because they've told us that it's... So basically, the box, the Inquisitorial agent team is 7 models plus whatever your support asset is, as they will tell us in this article and from the previous reveals we've had. However, from the box, you're going to get, you can build 7 models, and then 4 of them have alternate builds. 3 of them are static builds, okay? This means that we can plan, if we manage to get a hold of the box, the 4 that we want to build, and then we will know the 4 extra that we will need to go and buy proxies for. Okay, that to me is exciting, because I don't want to waste my money. I already do on Warhammer, though, let's be honest. I don't want to waste my money too much. Let's say that. So, we will get to that in a moment. Will we? Yeah. We've all heard the stories of zealous Inquisitors blowing up planets to stop otherworldly invasions. That's Inquisitor Cryptman they're referring to there. But for every apocalyptic showdown with the forces of chaos, there are far more cases where specialized teams of agents nip impending incursions in the bud. Every Inquisitor maintains a network of reliable acolytes to act as their eyes in the field, and it's these Inquisitorial agents who will be taking on an insidious chaos culting kill team, Ashes Do Faith. As we know from the reveal, nearly half of the kill team can be composed of borrowed Imperial troops, which we've already seen from the reveal as being Kassakin, Imperial Navy Breachers, Vet Guard, and Exaction Squad. But the remaining operatives are brand new agents bristling with personality. 4 of them can each be built as 2 entirely different characters, giving the kill team huge flexibility. Sorry, they've also said Scions and Sisters of Silence. There you go, those were those 2. But those are obviously existing kits, and they've said they're going to come in the box. So, cool. There's no actual Inquisitor in the box. That's you, the player. But you have a wave of more expendable underlings to send into combat on your behalf. And so quick aside on this when it comes to theme and fluff. I actually really like the idea. One of the things about the hive mind that I always like, you know, the Tyranids, is that thematically, you should be the hive mind commanding your troops. I quite like that as a concept. You know, if you're trying to figure out what you are. Whereas like for other teams, you might be like an eye in the sky, you'd be, you know, back up on the naval barge, instructing people or whatever, or sector command back at base when it comes for the Vet Guard, you know, something like that. Well, this is nope, you're the Inquisitor himself. That's why you don't get an Inquisitor in the team. I'm actually okay with that. Not gonna lie. The Interrogator is your second in command who leads the team in the field. All Inquisitorial agent kill teams need to be led by an Interrogator, But if you pick up a second set of agents, you can also assemble one as an enlightener, a blade-wielding maniac recruited specially for their ability to cripple their foes with the nick of a knife. So, let's discuss that. You're going to get your box, and as we can see here, both of these models have the same base. They've painted them differently, but these are the same bodies. Different head, different arms, that's it. So I would say with this, great. So look, you have to build an interrogator. You have to have a leader. So let's say we build the leader. How do you then proxy an enlightener without having to track down a second box, right? Dude with 2 knives. Done. Easy. Or if perhaps, maybe, throwing this out there, you already have an Inquisitor style model that you want to run. Let's say the Inquisitor from the Hexbane box set, right? Like, he's got a pistol and I think a torch, maybe. Perfect model. So he can be your interrogator, and then you build the enlightener. There you go. And that's how I'm viewing this team. I'm viewing this team as, what cool proxy can I make to make this team work? Because these all just look like normal dudes. I'm not going to lie. Like, none of them are like really speaking to me. So, yeah. Right. Though primarily equipped for investigations, agents often need to bring firepower to bear on uncooperative miscreants, and pistoliers are well equipped to mow down all kinds of rabble. By contrast, the Quest Keeper is a zealous close combat machine who hefts a massive eviscerator into combat, and despite having the same body piece as a pistolier, looks completely different thanks to the abundance of extra bits and accessories. It's true, they do look quite different, but again, if we look a little bit closer, you see they've changed the angle on the Quest Keeper to be a little bit more to one side, and actually it's just an arm and head swap. So, makes sense. And backpack swap, I suppose. So cool. Now I've got to say, of these models, the Pistolier is actually one of the few models that I think looks cool, so I 100% would build the Pistolier. Great, because I'll tell you what, finding a good model with 2 pistols, a little bit tough, especially when one has to be a plasma. Well, let me tell you what, there are amazingly good models out there already for anyone that needs to have a chainsword. For me, this is an easy one. I just have to go out and buy a Necromunda Redemptionist sprue. For Cawdor Redemptionist sprue, awesome, great, job done. They have huge chainswords. Thumbs up. Equally as diverse are the Mystic and Hexorcist. The former is a psychic adept trained to resist the malign influence of the warp and channel its power into miraculous feats of divination. The other is an angry old man with a shotgun, who also moonlights as the spiritual heart of the team. The character of each operative is reflected in their differences, as one looks every part of the prim and proper acolyte, while the other appears dishevelled and vaguely manic. So I've got to say, if I were to just sit down, now again, they've done the same thing. They've turned the Hexorcist compared to the Mystic, but actually I would not have guessed that these two models were the same model, so good job. Well done, whoever's adding the additional bits here, right? Now, for me, this is going to come down to, I don't think there are that many easily available good Psyker models, so I will probably build the Mystic. Hexorcist is just a dude with a shotgun. Very easy to find, regular troop, easy peasy. Basically any model from Necromunda will have access to a shotgun, so you're done there. Again, could be Cawdor if you want to keep that theme going of religious zealot. Whereas the Mystic's a little bit more difficult. You could just say, well, anyone with a big tool staff, but not for me. I'll probably build that Mystic, and then find anybody with a shotgun. I probably will keep it in the same vein as the Quest Keeper, religious zealots. And then we get to the Penal Legion. Oh, sorry, I meant to be reading. Perhaps the most distinctive are the agents drawn from the Astra Minotaurum. Be they untrustworthy criminal scum serving a heinous sentence, or hardy death world veterans prized for their prowess. Both are clad in a rough mix of armor plates and torn fabric, a far cry from the neatly tailored uniforms of their peers. Penal Legionnaire, Death World Veteran. Yeah, so again, these two look super different to me. You can tell, actually, they do have the same legs, but then they've given them a different, loincloth, and then different torso, so cool. Sweet. Now for this one, I think it kind of has to be the Death World veteran, because he's been talked about a lot more. And the Penal Legionnaire, I've got to be honest, he looks a little bit generic to me. The Death World veteran there is a stance, a vibe I haven't really seen before. Penal Legionnaire just looks like pretty much any Necromunda ganger ever. So, Death World veteran, easy pick. While they can accompany an Inquisitorial agent's kill team, the Auto Savant, Tome Skull and Servitor don't serve as dual purpose as the basis for other operatives and are instead unique character builds. The Auto Savant is covered in small mechanical limbs to accomplish its one job, recording information, and the Servitor has its choice of heavy bolter, multi-melter or plasma cannon. Auto Savant, Servitor, Tome Skull. No matter how you build your kill team, you'll have spare parts to really customize your operatives, and a bit of stylish Inquisitorial flavour never hurt anybody. Here's a closer look at the plastic. So here's the other option. Instead of going out and picking up additional kits, most of us probably, because we have problems, let's be honest, have kits lying around. And you're going to have, at least, all of these are arm swaps. Nothing here seems to be sharing the same arms. So you will have the arms to correctly equip these models. Now we can't tell if they're 25s, can we tell? I don't know. They could be 25s, 28s, 32s. No clue. I don't actually know what these Dark Commune are on, even though I have them like... Well, they're not there. I don't know where they are. Even though I have those models, I can't remember if they're 28s or 25s. And they look the same size here, but maybe they're bigger. I have no clue. So, oh, there's a second picture. I've got no idea. It does look like the Servitor has a bigger base than the Savant, than the Skull next to it. So that's something to think about. So, and here we see a Torment in the top right. Now I know, because that's also not there, that's a 40mm base, because again I've just assembled these guys. And that is a big looking base. They're not on 40s. There you go. What insight. Just call me a glass half Sherlock. Wow. There you go. I'm the real Inquisitor with this deep in-depth dive of base sizes. Anyway, cool. So anyway, Servitor. This is our first time seeing a heavy... We've seen a heavy bolter, sorry. A multi-melter or a plasma cannon. Now, some people were discussing this in Discord, and apparently... Oh, I have a Discord, by the way. Oh, I forgot to do the double hello. It's been a really long day at work. Tough day. Anyway, let's forget about real life and keep talking about Warhammer. So the multi-melter, I mean, it's meant to be a big thing. So either it could be our first AP3 weapon, or it could be a melter with no limit on range. I reckon those are the two options. Plasma cannon, again, I would have assumed that this would be something like, if you go hot, like base shot is AP2, if you go hot, AP3, or, and I didn't know this, but some people were saying in my Discord that it could have blast. I wouldn't have thought of that on my own, but apparently in 40k it's a weapon that has like some sort of splash or blast. But presumably, if you go hot on it, you just get wiped off the board. I don't know. So that'll be really interesting to see. This is now they do say that you only get one of these, but of course, this might be the one to magnetize, or just build it and hope that that's what you wanted. I don't know. And are they going to be some mixture of heavy, cumbersome, or the one that requires 2 AP to shoot? I can't remember the name. Cool. No idea at all. But either way, that is this article. So in reality, I'm going to go ahead and buy a box of Cawdor Redemptionists to fill out the rest of them. There you go. What are you going to do? Let me know. And hey, just going to throw it out here very briefly. Tune in tomorrow, where I'm going to cover this article, because this looks really exciting to me. This is the whole of the 40k Combat Patrol, they've explained it. And I know that a lot of kill teamers are thinking Combat Patrol might be the place to step up to for the new edition. Vibe it out. Certainly with Combat Patrols, a lot of them do have models that can be used over in 40k kill team. Okay, well, thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.